Hello, and welcome to this first tutorial introducing Dayforce and giving a brief overview of functionality and the information available to you within its systems. We start on the login screen. Here we enter your username, which is your employee ID number, and your password. When first logging in, the password will be your date of birth using 8-digit format in year, month, day. You will then be prompted to change your password, and will also be prompted to change it every 40 days. In this case, I have already a password set, so log in with my own details. The first screen we land on by default is the My KPIs window in the My Day section. This will display a snapshot of your site's sales and hours, and will initially have displayed the current week, but you can change the date here. However, we will stay on this date and use the data for the current week. Firstly, we see System Forecast. Here it displays Manager Forecast, and here it shows the actual or the forecasted sales. Just here it shows the daily variance, that's the actual versus forecast. It will also show the forecast accuracy. This is by day part for each day. There is a roundup of team hours showing target, scheduled and variance between the two. This is set when forecasting and scheduling. Further down we see the actual figures. This shows the ideal and actual hours once the figures are polled, usually by 12 PM the following day. If all the information isn't displayed, you can scroll down or expand the screen like this. We can also find more KPI information by clicking the drop down box here. This gives us 3 further options: day part covers, hours analysis and snapshot performance. Let's select day part covers. Firstly, let's expand the screen so we can see all the information. In this section, we can see the 3 day parts displayed individually by day. The 3 day parts are breakfast, which is 6:30 AM till 11, lunch, which is 11 till 5 PM, and dinner, which is 5 PM until close. For each day part, we can see forecast covers, the actual figure, variance, and forecast accuracy. Our target for accuracy is 85% by day part. This screen is a great place to start when reviewing hours or covers for a day. Using the drop down box, we will now access the hours analysis screen. In this section, we can review what hours were forecast and scheduled and what the ideal and actual were after the day has polled. It is important to remember that Perfect Fit Schedules is a total hours model, and these are split between salaried and team hours. Ensuring salaried managers fulfill their contracted hours is essential to perfect fit scheduling and achieving the best guest experience. The snapshot performance screen brings together a rounded up covers section with forecasted accuracy. It also displays the team hours along with actual schedule efficiency. From the My Day screen, we can also access 4 other windows by centralizing each section by pressing the button here in each corner. In the Pay Approved checklist screen, we can approve pay on a Friday before 12 o'clock. This is done by ticking and locking the different areas: all employees, salaried, and no pay. The Pay Admin checklist gives dates for when different jobs were run. These are: Plan Forecasted. This is the time that the forecast was initialized. Plan Published. This is the time that the forecast was last derived. Schedule Requested. This is the time that the schedule was sent to your ROM for approval. Schedule Approved. This is the time that the schedule was approved by your ROM. Schedule Posted. This shows the time that the schedule was sent out to your team. This window here is Time Off Request Manager. This is the section where you can record absences of any type. We won't go into too much detail here as there is a full video showing how to record absences. You can review recorded absences from this reporting drop-down box using the Time Away from Work report. Here in Approval Requests is where we review any holidays or availability change requests. You can approve or reject and also add a comment that can be seen by the team member. Moving to this drop-down box, we can move to a number of different locations on Dayforce. As you can see, there are a number of areas we can select. First, we will choose My Plan. By default in My Plan, we will see the following week's data, but that can be altered by the drop-down box or the calendar icon here. It is in this section we forecast our sales and covers, and this is covered in a separate video. We also have an opportunity in this section to analyze the data for our site. We can do this by either zones or by day, and in the case of hours or efficiency, we can see both broken down. In this section, we can see what the system forecasted figures were before any reviews or edits. In Manager Adjust, we can see the figures after they have been edited. The actual figures are those achieved after the day has polled, and ideal are the figures that should have been achieved with the level of business from that date. As you can see, we can break down covers and sales into days by clicking this plus icon here. We can also reduce back to a weekly figure by pressing the minus button. If we then click the zone button on salaried and team hours, we can review where hours are forecasted or spent for each zone. Finally, we can review the schedule efficiency by zone and by day if required. My Schedules is the area used for building rotas, and this is covered in another video. My Timesheets is the section where we review timesheets. We can only edit timesheets for the current week, but we can review previous week's completed timesheets by changing the date here. Timesheets exceptions should be managed each day by 12 o'clock and reviewed by 12 o'clock on a Friday before being approved. There are a number of reports that can be generated from this area, including actual versus contracted, which must be reviewed each month. The My HR zone is the section where availability and job assignments can be set for your team. Please see the Understanding Assignments video for further information regarding assignments. Availability can be managed in this section, but best practice is that availability changes are requested by the team member and approved in My Day. For further information on setting availability, please refer to e-learning or read the quick reference guides on the intranet. The Home section here corresponds to the sections that are in My Flow Dayforce app and shows personal details such as calendar of forthcoming shifts and timesheets for those days that have been previously worked. Here in Profiles and Settings you can find preferences. Here you can change security settings and delegate your authority to someone else in your team. This allows them to have the same level of responsibility for signing off and scheduling as yourself. You can also review here when and who you have delegated to in the past. Finally, in the Work section you can review timesheet and calendar, as in the Home section. But there is also a section called Time Away List where you can review your own holidays for yourself. This wraps up our overview of Dayforce and is the basis to ensure you schedule the right people in the right place at the right time.